Oh
We'll go
shit!
ahead and start recording.
Gonna make a lot of people mad with this, aren't we?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Go ahead and put it in just chatting.
We already are.
I just want to make sure because it didn't say so on my end. I'll go ahead and put the camera in the top right to make sure it's out of the way. And we are gonna do every PLE main event of 2025 from worst to best.
Okay, just to clarify, how many PLEs have we had this year?
So we are going to include Saturday Night Main Event. And with the inclusion of Saturday Night Main Event, and including night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania and SummerSlam, because I think night 1 main events should count.
They should, absolutely.
With the inclusion of night 1 of SummerSlam and WrestleMania, as well as night 2, and including the, I believe, 5 Saturday Night Main Events that we had this year, we are at a total of 19 main events we will be discussing.
Damn, okay.
So, 19 main events we will be discussing. And we are going to go in order, in my opinion. So, everybody, stop clutching your pearls, unwad those panties, and take my dick out of your mouth. Calm down. It's not that
Get your
serious.
hands off that keyboard.
You can keep the hands on the keyboard. It's fine. At number 19, off rip, the worst main event on the PLEs this year. Unequivocally, without hesitation, was Cody Rhodes versus John Cena at WrestleMania 41.
Yeah.
It just was. And I don't mind going in on why. We're going to kind of talk about everything. And while I do that is when I'll go ahead and like add some numbering to be able to actually keep track of everything. So that main event was horrible. It was not well produced. It wasn't a good match. It didn't have good cadence. It didn't have good timing. It didn't have anything that you want out of a proper main event in the WWE, honestly. Actually, I'm going to change the background color of all of these because the white is just very harsh. There we go.
Yeah.
Much better. It was a bad main event, and it was taken from bad to 18,000 degrees worse with the 7.5 minute Undertaker entrance that what's his face did. I can't even think of his name. That's how bad his entrance took so long that I forgot his name. Oh my god. What's his name? What is that garbage rapper's name?
Oh, fucking shit. Fuck. Travis Scott.
It was horrible. He had no business being involved in this story. Cena's heel turn that the previous PLE, and we'll talk about Elimination Chamber later. It was brilliant, and it got wasted at this main event by no appearance from The Rock and Travis Scott basically being linchpinned into this situation. It was a bad story element, and it ruined this main event. And Cody basically had to carry and wait for Travis Scott to make this Undertaker Roman Reigns-esque WrestleMania entrance. And it just looked foolish. It looked outlandish, and it made everybody involved look bad. And it's the worst PLE main event of the year. It's not even close. But if it was close, then the closest contender of the year would have to be, I'd say, Our number 18, which I'm going to go ahead and prep the 18 and just go ahead and grab this image and tell everybody with pride that our number 18 worst PLE of the year was the Saturday night main event between Gunther and Goldberg. It wasn't a good match. Goldberg was far past his prime by the time this happened. Goldberg should have retired long ago. He didn't need this retirement match. It didn't need the world title. It didn't. Gunther got shoehorned into the world title picture because of this match. They abruptly ended Jey Uso's world title reign because of this match. It caused several bad story elements throughout all of the company. This main event was so bad as a storytelling element that it caused bad ripple effects throughout the company.
Yeah.
And that is really bad. The only reason it's not 19, because honestly, it's a worse match than Cena Cody, because Gunther can't carry the Crypt Keeper to a good match. The only reason it's not further down the list than Cena Cody is because it didn't ruin WrestleMania. It spoiled Saturday night's main event in the middle of fucking July. If this
Yeah.
was at the end of a Big Four PLE, it would go down as one of the worst moments in arguably wrestling history. And then, just to be the icing on the cake, they cut off Gunther's retirement speech.
Goldberg.
Or Goldberg. I keep saying Gunther because it's two G's. But yeah,
I get
just bad on bad on bad. So yeah, at number 18, we got Gunther versus Badberg. At number 17, following along with Saturday night main event, we got another Saturday night main event as a World Heavyweight Championship match between the Yeet Man Jey Uso versus the only currently standing Paul brother, Logan Paul.
Was that unnecessary?
Probably.
Just a little bit.
This match was dog shit. No one wanted. Here's the thing. This was a smart feud for Jey, because this was at the point where Jey had started to get turned on by the crowd, and the only person possible that you could guarantee Jey would get cheered for against was Logan Paul. But the problem was there was no build. This was in the peak part of the year where they just didn't know how to build a storyline, and this was bad booking era, and this feud lasted too long. They didn't do any good building for it, and then it just led into a match that really didn't have any substance. And unfortunately, I love Jey Uso, but Jey Uso, he's not a match spectacle guy. And Logan is not a storyteller. Logan is a spot junkie. And he needs to be in a match with somebody that can also be a spot junkie. Think about Logan's two greatest feuds he's had: AJ Styles and Ricochet.
Damn right.
Two guys that are known for amazing spot work. I'm sorry, but that's not Jey Uso. I love Jey. I think Jey's great on the mic. I think Jey's good in the ring, but he's not a spot junkie. He's just not. And that's where Logan thrives. Logan's feud with The Miz, bad. Logan's feud with John Cena, bad. Logan's feud with everyone that hasn't been a spot fiend, bad. It's just the facts of life. Yeah. So I just don't know why they carried this feud on, and we'll talk more about it A lot, actually. We'll talk more about it. Um, Unfortunately, right now, let's just talk about it now as we move on to 16 because they decided to extend this feud further than they really should have as we moved into right afterwards when we decided to have Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul main event Money in the Bank, having both your world champions in a tag match against each other against the number one contenders of those world titles on Money in the Bank. But before that, you had the person win Money in the Bank, and then Money in the Bank doesn't get cashed in.
Yeah, just terrible decisions all
So
around.
so Seth Rollins won Money in the Bank and then doesn't come out and cash in Money in the Bank after both world champions were in a match. The guy who invented cashing in during a match has a match where both world champions are in a match and doesn't think, holy shit, I can make history again.
I mean, we've talked about this verbatim, especially when this match was announced. How crazy it would be. Both you've
Yes,
got both world champions in this match. If Seth was to cash in, would this then just become
a
a
five
five-way
way,
match
right,
for
for
both
both titles.
titles?
We've also talked ad nauseum about the prospect of if we're going to keep doing the Crown Jewel PLE, does if you keep a world champion or keep a Money in the Bank, does that mean that they could cash in for both titles, or I guess in theory all three titles, because the Crown Jewel title's on the line as well? Like,
Yeah,
but WWE doesn't want to book in this long term thought process. They want to book long term stories that they planned and just keep the same story going. That's not what we're here to talk about right now. The point is this main event right here actively had something going on that night that could have had story beats and they didn't even talk about it. And it was bad. The only reason it's not as bad as the show before is because you had two other workhorses in there to help break up the monotony of Jey Uso and Logan Paul in one match. That's what
you
makes
also
that better than the Saturday night main event.
you also put Jay back in his element as a
A
tag
tag guy.
performer.
Yeah, and it helps, but
But
also you put him in a match with people that he can work with. Jey Uso versus John Cena is a better match than Jey Uso versus Logan Paul.
yeah, absolutely.
That being said, personally, in my opinion, normally I would think that Jey Uso would thrive against other types of opponents. Like this one.
Well,
I hate to put Jey Uso on this list 3 times in a row this low. I hate to say it. But at number 15, Jey Uso versus CM Punk at Saturday Night Main Event. Normally, I would say Jey Uso would thrive against a person like CM Punk. But if we're being honest, for whatever reason, Jey Uso looked gassed in that match. If I didn't know better, I'm talking Jeff Hardy at like Victory Road '09 kind of
yeah,
messed up.
I was about to say he looked like Jeff Hardy,
Like
just
he
extremely inebriated.
he looked out of it. He looked like something was off.
Yeah, and we've talked about that verbatim too. His entrance.
I mean, yes, they need to stop with certain things about Jay. And Jay is getting gassed in his matches because he's not being given good opportunities to do certain things, and that is hindering him. And unfortunately, we're seeing a pattern of him having these lower quality matches, but we're also seeing a pattern of look at where he is on this lineup. He's he's not getting a great selection of opponents in terms of dance partners for a Jey Uso.
Yeah,
Logan Paul and John Cena, CM Punk. Jey Uso doesn't benefit from these kind of matchups. One, Logan Paul, not the best dance partner for Jey Uso. Logan Paul and John Cena. Logan Paul and John Cena versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. The story in that was always going to be Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And CM Punk versus Jey Uso. We all knew Punk was going to win before that match ever started.
Yeah.
Which also took a lot out of that match. Now, while we're talking about matches that a lot got taken out of before they ever started, let's talk about a match that maybe didn't get a fair shake for a couple reasons. One, we all knew who was going to win before the match ever started. Two, it's not its fault, but this match got a lot taken out of it because of its really bad PLE name. But at 14, we
Oh,
got Cody
fuck.
Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre at WrestlePalooza. That match just didn't have a chance because that's a horrible PLE name. WrestlePalooza's goofy. And people were clowning it. And people didn't want to watch it because that was the first PLE on ESPN. That was the inaugural ESPN PLE. And people didn't want to participate. And this was also the beginning of, like, the end for McIntyre. If we're being honest, like, this is where we all kind of started to accept that McIntyre's just not going to get the love that he deserves. Like, for whatever reason, they just don't believe that McIntyre's going to be their guy going forward. I don't know why. You don't know why. None of us know why. But for whatever reason, McIntyre's just not going to get his shot.
Yeah. Like, on paper, this match is
slap.
amazing.
But in application, it was not.
Yeah, it's unfortunate on both ends, really, because it's really shown that Cody's run as champion right now
is stale.
Is not good.
It's stale. Well, the other problem is that Cody is severely being hindered by a situation where his run doesn't make sense. So he had this run with Drew where it was like oh well, if you get DQ'd, I win the title, but why would that ever matter? He's never been DQ'd during his title reign anyway. He'll just fight the way he always fights. He always triumphs anyway. Why would that change his fight style?
Yeah.
Like, the argument should have always been, I've never needed to cheat before. Why would I suddenly need to cheat now? I never understood why no one said that. And the other problem is that everybody's just looking at it like, oh, Cody's getting dark and gritty. We're getting Homelander Cody. No, we're not.
No, not even close.
But the thing is, the reason I'm bringing this up is because this was the start of that. And this was the start of the realization of that. And at the end of the day, that also hurts this. Because looking back on it, it doesn't add any love or tenderness. It was bad then, and it's still bad now. So let's
Absolutely.
move on. I think at this point we're starting to get into the category where things aren't bad. They're kind of in the middle tier, where I don't think that at this point right here, I'm no longer saying things are bad. I actually think right here at 13, it's crazy the jump from 14 to 13. So I want people to understand right now, I am officially saying 13 is a drastic cliff above 14. So please do not come for me when you are about to see the number at 13 and be like, wait a minute, that's so much better though. It is. But I do think that all of the rest of the PLE's main events were so much better. I think that the crop of 6 that we've talked about so far were leagues and bounds worse than the rest of what we have. Now, I know some of you are going to come for my head here, but I do think that in the rest of what we have, Backlash's main event between Cena and Orton was the worst of what we have left.
Ooh, fuck. You brought down the angry mob with that one.
Um, I don't think it was bad. I think it was a good main event. Cena Orton was good, but it had a bad ending. It had a bad ending. The whole ending with Truth was ass. I'm sorry, but the ending with Truth was ass.
Everybody, put down your pitchforks, put down your torches. I get it.
The ending with
But the
Truth
man's got a point.
The ending with Truth was ass.
Listen, I love Truth. Love Truth with
But
all my heart.
Truth coming out and costing Randy Orton that match, and then and it just being that simple, and then Randy never getting another shot was ass.
And also, Randy never going after Truth for that.
Yeah, he just hit him with an RKO, and that was it.
Yeah. Like, this is Randy Orton we're talking about. The slightest inconvenience, and you're getting punted.
It was ass. I'm sorry. It was a good match that had an ass ending. Speaking of matches that were kind of good but had ass moments, number 12, the men's War Games match. It was fun. It was fun. It had some ass moments. I'm sorry, but Jey Uso running it back in the middle of the match super lowered this fucking match's rating for me. If they didn't do that, this match could have been a top 10 match, but that dropped it several ratings because the whole running it back in the middle of the match thing is tiresome as fuck, and doing it in the middle of War Games really pissed me off. Really, really pissed me off. Your team is actively still fighting the other team, and you have the numbers disadvantage. You know Brock Lesnar is coming out next. Why are you not fucking trying to put the whooping on the other team before Brock comes out? Why are you wasting time running it back?
I was like, why aren't you breaking limbs?
I fucking hated that. It was so dumb. Now it gets redeemed by the fact that Brock, the whole thing with, first of all, commentary saved it by saying, oh, well, Brock knows the rules. He knows he can get out of the cage until the match starts. Brock doesn't know the fucking rules. Brock does what Brock wants to do.
I was about to say, who are you gonna stop him?
Brock does not care.
Also, slight thing that I disliked about this match and the women's War Games match. Where are the shark cages?
Yeah, so actually, you know what? I'm of two minds with that. So I miss them because it removes part of the storytelling of the, like, how are the teams getting along,
Yeah.
but it also does allow for you to get like those pops of almost like Royal Rumble entrances. So, and like who's coming out next, and like there's moments where it's kind of cool to not have them, but I do think that it definitely removes the during the match storytelling, like the idea
Yeah.
of Jimmy champing at the bit, waiting to get in there to save his brother. The idea of like the classic storytelling, Roman cutting off Punk and saying no, Jay, get out there.
Yes.
Like things like that. Those
And
are
even
missing without the shark cage.
and even just the wrestlers getting to interact with fans a little bit, getting to banter around a little bit, create fun moments.
Well, and not only that, but like think about this, like one of the most iconic moments in War Games history for WWE specifically, not for War Games in general, but for WWE or NXT, was a heel turn involving the shark cage. The Dakota Kai heel turn is infamous.
Yeah.
And it involved
Absolutely.
the shark cage because fucking the Dakota Kai, what was it? Dakota Kai and Cora Jade?
Yes, it's been a bit. So
or was it Tegan Knox?
Tegan Knox. My bad.
There was no defending. That shark cage was just a brutal weapon at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
So I do think that was missing, and I think that they played a little bit too much with that. But the running it back, and things like that. But the match was good. The mystery man not being revealed, it was just a weird ending, but I think it was the right winner. So there were good and bad elements. Same thing with Backlash. Good match, bad ending, soured it, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, questionable decisions were made,
Right.
but the foundation was there.
Yeah. Now at 11, I kind of have this one at 11 because it doesn't suffer from any of those problems. It doesn't have any questionable decision making. It actually has a really solid ending. It's just kind of a meh match. It's not bad. It's not. There's no questionable decision making. It actually has a really good, albeit predictable, but good ending. It's just very meh. Like
Mid.
the whole match was very there. Like other than the last 2 minutes, there's nothing memorable about this match. But the last 2 minutes, fucking unforgettable. The Fatal 4-Way at Clash in Paris.
Ooh. Ooh.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you remember anything about that match other than Becky showing up.
Y'all,
Tell me anything about that match other than Becky showing up and joining Seth.
I really can't.
There's
Y'all
nothing
know I'm
wrong with that.
usually devil's advocate, but
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because that also means there was nothing bad that happened in that match that you can point out. There was no fucking botches. There was no moments in that match that screamed at you and said, ew, what the fuck are they doing? But there was also no moments in that match that went, oh my God, I'll never forget that. It was a very serviceable, ordinary, there's the main event of Clash in Paris. That's okay. Not every main event has to be a fucking 5-star barn burner. That's fine. But if you're not a 5-star barn burner, you shouldn't be in the top 10.
Yeah.
If you're not doing something unforgettable and historic and once in a lifetime, you shouldn't crack the top 10. And Becky joining Seth was almost enough to make it, but just not quite.
Yeah.
Number 10 was. Number 10 was also a very serviceable, meh, forgettable, average, does the job match with a historic, unforgettable ending that changes the course of history, but because it means more, it makes it into the top 10 instead of Clash in Paris. It's John Cena's retirement match against Gunther. They're basically the same match. Nothing super wrong with it, nothing super great about it, but the ending was super memorable. But this one matters slightly more.
Okay. Do you have a few things to say about this? I understand why it's here. I don't disagree with it. I know what people are going to say. Do I think Gunther was the right opponent for Cena's retirement match? No.
I do.
Honestly, no.
I do. Who else could have done it?
Braun Breaker
Why?
would help set up Braun Breaker and push him up a level.
To what end?
To whatever end they really need.
Does Braun Breaker, but okay. But what does John Cena give Braun Breaker by Braun Breaker pinning him.
I don't think it's really he gives him anything, but that just puts an accolade under Braun Breaker's belt.
Does it?
It does.
What accolade?
You retired John Cena.
Does that matter?
Doesn't matter for Gunther?
No. Retiring John Cena is not what matters. Making him tap is what matters.
That is a fair point. That is 100% a fair point.
Notice that Gunther hasn't said a word about I made John Cena retire. It's I made him give up like the little bitch that he is.
And again, that's fair.
Braun Breaker couldn't do that. Braun Breaker doesn't have a submission. Braun Breaker isn't a believable person to make John Cena give up. Unless he's going to suddenly adopt the Steiner recliner.
I mean,
he could, but he would have had to have done it 6 months ago for it to kick in. And no offense, but that's basically just Rusev with the accolade.
yeah.
We already have that. But at the end of the day, it's not about retiring Cena. Cena was already going to retire. It's not about pinning Cena. Dominic did it 2 weeks ago. Cena ate 4, 6, 8 pins during this tour. Cody pinned him. Brock pinned him. Dom pinned him. Pinning Cena wasn't special. Making him give up. That's what made it special. That's what sets it aside. And that's why it had to be Gunther. No one else could have done it. You either had to have Cena win, or it had to be Gunther. There's no one else that could have made Cena tap. Not believably.
Okay. I get it. I do feel like the comments are going to be up in arms about this.
I mean, that's fine. And I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, the reality of it is Gunther becoming this new like retirement guy, you know, sending people to their early retirement homes and being basically fucking Ben Stiller in fucking Happy Gilmore and just sending everybody to meet grandma.
That is not where I thought that was going.
Like,
oh fuck.
Like I don't know if I love that gimmick or not. I'm interested in seeing how it goes. But at the end of the day, like,
that is not the comparison I thought was coming.
At the end of the day, Cena is traditional. And
yes.
At the end of the day, for years, for damn near a decade, people bitched that Cena wouldn't put people over. He buried the Nexus with his golden shovel. For years, people bitched about what he did to Barrett, what he did to Gabriel, what he did to Otunga. They bitched about how he wouldn't put over Del Rio, how he wouldn't put over certain talents, and how he refused to take losses to how he refused to let Swagger cash in on him. How he refused all these things and he wouldn't let the new talent take over. And then during this retirement tour, what did he do? He let Dominic Mysterio pin him at Survivor Series to win the Intercontinental Championship back in his final pay-per-view match. He let Cody Rhodes pin him in the main event of Survivor Series to win the WWE Championship in his final Survivor Series match. He let Jey Uso eliminate him in his final Royal Rumble to let Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble. He put over guys left and right, and at the end of the day, if his retirement was going to be traditional, he had to go out looking at the lights. But if he was going to go out looking at the lights and it was going to mean something, it had to be tapping out. It couldn't be a pin. He got pinned repeatedly throughout this tour. Him getting pinned 2 weeks after getting pinned by Dom would not have meant anything. It would not have. Genuinely would not have mattered.
Yeah.
It would have almost been worse if Gunther had pinned him. Because then Gunther would have won this retirement tour or tournament for no reason. At least now Gunther has a gimmick.
That I can definitely give you. This
Gunther
at
has
least
some
it
fucking
gives him
personality now.
Jury's still out on the personality, but definitely the gimmick.
But I think that the reason that I only have it at 10 is because, again, the match was very meh.
I'd say borderline boring in my opinion.
I agree. It was very meh, very not there, but the ending was historic. Like,
Yep.
genuinely historic. So, at number 9, also a very meh match, but Gunther doing Gunther things. Gunther doing Saturday Night Main Event Gunther things. At the beginning of the year, because he started the year winning at Saturday Night Main Event, and he ended the year winning at Saturday Night Main Event. Man, Gunther wins at Saturday Night Main Event, real talk. When he beat Jey Uso. And the reason I have it here is because this is when people wanted Jey to win, man. This is when people were peak fucking hungry for Jey to win. This was the movement for Jey to win, and people were behind it. And this was like, people were fiending for it. And this match was low-key good.
It was.
This match was low-key exciting. And there was a moment where Jey almost looked like he was going to win, and the fucking crowd was on their goddamn feet.
Yeah, they were. I can't be mad at this.
Speaking of matches where crazy stuff was happening, nobody was expecting the outcome, shit was off the walls, and the crowd was on their feet all the time. Number 8, the Royal Rumble. The men's Royal Rumble was amazing this year. It just was. And the reason it deserves to be at number 8 is because for the first time since I've been an adult, the winner of the Royal Rumble was somebody I didn't expect to win. It was a name that no one was talking about winning.
Okay, I'm going to correct that. I heard people talking about it as a joke.
As a joke. People were saying, like, man, what if Jey Uso wins? Lol. No one was thinking Jey would win. Everyone was saying Cena's the winner, Punk's the dark horse, and maybe Roman.
Yeah.
And then Jey Uso fucking wins.
Yeah.
And it was shocking. And it was amazing. And it was a good match.
It was. It was a really good match.
It had good surprises. It had good moments. It had good entrances. It was a good fucking Rumble. And because it had a surprise winner, it sets a precedent. We no longer know who's going to win the Rumble. You can think you know, but you never know for sure. Because we all thought for sure John Cena was going to win that Rumble.
Yeah. When was the last time we had a quote unquote surprise winner? Like one that probably most people wouldn't have expected.
I would say like the closest we could say, and a lot of people were pretty confident, but I would say it counts as a surprise was Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Because Shinsuke wasn't like locked in to win, but a lot of people kind of thought he would, but it wasn't like locked in.
Yeah, and there were quite a few
But
heavy hitters in that Rumble
but there
match
was a
too.
lot of rumblings that Shinsuke would win. But like the last time that no one expected the person to win, Ray,
Yeah,
Sheamus. Everyone thought Jericho was going to win that one.
yeah.
No, everyone thought Jericho was going to win that one.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
Like everyone thought Jericho was going to. I think Jericho thought Jericho was going to win that one.
Then Vince walks up to him before his entrance. Oh, you're not winning.
I'm convinced that Jericho thought Jericho was going to win that one until Jericho got eliminated.
Yeah.
Because that was also during the time when Jericho was doing the gimmick where he wasn't speaking.
Oh, yeah, that weird gimmick.
Where like he would just come out, do the pose, and not talk. Yeah, no, like that. Sheamus in 2012. That's the last time there was a Royal Rumble winner that no one was expecting. And then before that, Ray in 06.
Yep. Yeah, that's completely fair.
And Ray in 06, I don't even know if that one's fair because that one was a tragedy striking and them doing something because of it.
Yeah.
So the Ray one, I don't even know if it's fair. And then before that, I mean, Batista, a lot of people expected. Voldemort, a lot of people expected.
Yeah.
Brock, a lot of people expected. Vince.
Ugh. I keep forgetting that fucker won a Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, going back to literally the year 2000, I suppose the only answers would be Jey Uso, sorta Shinsuke Nakamura, but like not really, but sorta Shinsuke. And then, I mean, I guess you could technically say Brock in 2022, but the minute that Brock came out, I knew he was winning.
Yeah.
The only reason no one knew that Brock was going to win is because Brock was the champion going into the show. So there was no reason to think Brock was going to be in the Rumble. The minute he lost his title, I said Brock's winning the Rumble. And one of my friends looked at me and said, no, he's not. And I said, he just lost his world title. He's going to be in the Rumble and he's going to win the Rumble. And they were like, fuck you. No, he's not. And then he did.
Bet you that
They were mad.
was real
They were mad. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, this Rumble set a precedent that surprises can happen. Nothing's a guarantee. And that's why this Rumble deserves to be at the 8th spot.
Yes, put your bets in now.
Yeah, facts. Moving on, number 7. I think that this was actually an all-around great match. I think that the shenanigans that happened at the end of it were really good. And there was a lot of history behind it. I know a lot of people wanted it to be at Money in the Bank, and I understand why, but there was also history at Night of Champions too, so I don't blame it for being at Night of Champions. It's the Night of Champions match between Cena and Punk. The biggest thing for me is I was very surprised to see that Punk was willing to go to Saudi.
Me too. But I get a feeling that he would only go to Saudi if it was for Cena.
I don't know. I'm not sure because now it's like shit, man. Maybe Punk will win the Rumble next year, or I guess next month. At this point, crazy to think that the Rumble's next month. But that match was fantastic. It had good cadence, it had good pacing, it had good storytelling, it had a good, a healthy amount of shenanigans to keep it functional. Rollins with the Money in the Bank shenanigans. I think it was all good.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, these are two people who have said themselves they are wrestling soulmates.
Yes, and they are. They genuinely are.
You knew going into this match that no matter what, it was going to be a damn good match.
Yep. At number 6, I have the men's elimination chamber. I don't care what people say. That was a great match. That match was fantastic. And it was fantastic for a lot of reasons. Storytelling was on point. The match was on point. Rollins, kind of showing the hints of I still can't stand you, Punk, and having to do the curb stomp. And the subtle John Cena being willing to be a heel before his heel turn of
And
I don't care
walking
that
it.
the I don't care that you just got curb stomped even though he wasn't in the match and putting you in the fucking STF.
Yeah. And like wrenching
Yeah,
back on
wrenching back.
said
Yeah.
STF.
Yeah, and just kind of doing some real heel shit even though he was a face. And then
Yeah.
on top of that, the heel turn afterwards, just fucking mint. Just top
Yeah.
tier.
I can't argue with this. I've always had a soft spot for the Elimination Chamber. I love the match. I love the concept.
Yeah, I mean,
I
all in
love the
all,
design.
yeah, I mean, all in all, I think it's a good thing. But this one specifically, I think it was actually really good.
Uh, Best part of the match was Cena, or not Cena, CM Punk repeatedly playing electrician in his pod.
Yeah, yeah.
In the crowd going fucking nuts for it.
At number 5, I have, um, in my opinion, probably out of all of the matches on this list, probably top 2 in terms of in ring. We'll get to the number 1 in ring. Also probably top 2 in terms of storytelling, which means it's crazy that it's only at number 5. But it's just it misses in ways because of what it does. I'll explain. But at number 5, I have the Crown Jewel match between Cody and Seth.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about wrestling soulmates.
Yes, absolutely.
These guys, man, they get it. Good God, do they get it? Great match, great storytelling. Glad that they brought up their past. Glad that they brought up other things. Glad that they brought up WrestleMania from the year before. Glad that they did other storytelling. I hate the Crown Jewel. I hate the Crown Jewel title. I hate the concept of it. And them fighting over this imaginary title that they don't talk about for the rest of the year drives me nuts. And it takes
It is
away from the more important things that this champion versus champion feud ends up being about, and that's what hurt it.
yeah, absolutely. The Crown Jewel title is a concept that really bugs me, especially after they had advertised it as only in Saudi Arabia. That
Yep.
is like the whole conception of Crown Jewel itself was
Yep.
supposed to be Saudi Arabia's show.
Yep.
Just to have the second ever Crown Jewel championship
Not be in
match
Saudi. Yep.
in Perth. Like
Yep.
the title was designed for the original Crown Jewel
I know.
with the green.
I know. It's
The
crazy. But whatever. At number 4, a rematch from a previous one that we talked about, and way better than it was before. At number 4, we got the Cody Cena 2 from SummerSlam. So much better than their first one. Genuinely a fucking masterclass of a match. Everything they did in this match was brilliant. Making it a street fight, turning Cena face again right before the match. Everything about it was good. Having Cody kind of play the heel a little bit, really
yeah,
worked. Just everything about this match was so good. It was a brilliant match in the ring, on the mic, in the just psychologically, everything that it needed to be, and it benefits massively from fixing the shit dumpster fire that was the WrestleMania 41 main event. If
yeah,
it weren't for the WrestleMania 41 main event being them and being so bad, it probably wouldn't be this high on the list. But because it kind of palate cleanses what WrestleMania 41 did, it 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 gets so much extra benefit because of that.
Yeah, and to kind of add on to that, with Cody playing the heel, it made a lot of story, or kind of the heel, made a lot of storyline sense because he was pissed off after WrestleMania.
Yep.
He didn't feel like he was fighting John Cena,
Yep.
and to still lose to that.
Yep.
Rightfully so, he'd be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be pissed. I'm not fighting John Cena. What am I fighting here?
Yep.
And I lost to this? Yeah, no, you getting it back, bitch.
Yep. At number 3, a little bit of a controversial one, but the night 1 main event of SummerSlam technically was Seth Rollins versus CM Punk for the world title. The Seth Rollins cash in. I mean, I understand it's only a 10-second match, but it's fucking.
Doesn't even have a car.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But dude, it's the ruse of the century. Unforgettable. I mean, genuinely, just everything about the presentation, just everything that came from this. It's that good. It's so fucking brilliant, and everything about it was so good that it deserves to be top 3 main event of the year.
It does. It absolutely does.
If it wasn't classified as the main event and we were talking about the Gunther Punk main event, I would put that so much further down. The Gunther Punk main event would be below, in my opinion, below the Cena Orton main event from Backlash. But the Punk Rollins one was it was brilliant. It was a masterclass of storytelling and everything else.
Yeah, so just for clarification's sake, the posted main event would be at number 14.
13.
No. So it would be above?
It would be at 13 and everything else would shift up.
Oh, yeah, because... All right, never mind. I got a little confused. I was still counting the Punk Seth.
Yeah, everything else would shift up.
Yeah, so just so everyone's clear, that's where it would rank.
At number 2, in my opinion, and I know this is going to be controversial, a lot of people would probably put this as their number 1.
Oh, no.
I know a lot of people would put this as their number 1. And I'm not saying you're wrong. My number 2 is Rhea Io from Evolution. It's an amazing match.
I can't be mad at this. In no way can I be mad at this.
I know that most people put this at number 1. This is an amazing match. This is also, for the record, and I did grab a little stock image. This is when Naomi cashes in Money in the Bank, so I grabbed a little image of her to throw her on here. Her laughing at them.
Yeah, just phenomenal all around.
Everything about it was brilliant. Just everything about it was fucking brilliant. The match between Rhea and Io, it's the best women's match of the year. It's arguably the best match of the year. It is the best women's match of the year. It is arguably the best match of the year in general. And then when Naomi cashes in, so shocking. Genuinely did not expect it, and I don't know why, but it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. Even though she wasn't a part of the match till the end, the right woman won.
Yes. Once she cashed in, there was no other choice but to have her win. And oh god, it was so good. It was so good.
It's honestly a shame that she couldn't continue her reign.
Yeah, I wish she could have, but she didn't
But
get
the
to
reason
continue
why
for good reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say the reason why she couldn't could not be happier for her.
It's honestly, it's really sad that both of our Money in the Bank winners this year, their title reigns ended abruptly.
Yes.
Because for the first time in a long time, both Money in the Bank cash-ins were done really well.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since we could say that.
That is high praise coming from Pip, because Pip has had a problem with the Money in the Bank specifically for years.
I have. Now, I will say, I'm still mad that Seth won Money in the Bank.
Let's see.
This is a different gripe, and I'm not going to get into it in this video. That might be a video for another time.
That's a video that'll come out for next
Money in the Bank season. Yeah, that's a video for Money in the Bank season, but that's a different gripe. But nonetheless,
just felt like I should throw that out there.
Our number one, my number one, WrestleMania Night 1, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. It is my favorite match of the year in general. The storytelling, the in-ring work, everything they did with Paul Heyman, having Paul Heyman be so conflicted between Roman and Punk, and wanting to be with Roman because that's his tribal chief, but wanting to be there for his best friend, and trying to tell Roman, like, I'm there for you, but that is my best friend, and I did promise him this a decade ago, and I'm there for you, but I'm just coming out with him for a minute. Like, it's just, I have to. Like, it's a promise, and I'm not betraying you. I'm just doing it's just a promise. And like,
he's doing a surprisingly good impression of Paul Heyman though.
And just being devastated. Like, I'm sorry, my tribal chief. I'm not trying to betray you, but just fucking Paul Heyman just fucking shattering his psyche over this match just to
say fuck it.
Just to say fuck them both. And say, you know what? You fucking overly oiled fucking Samoan bitch. And you know what? You overly tattooed fucking prick. You can both eat a fat one. I'm going to go with the fucking fitness guru over here and go do some goddamn
that wears
CrossFit.
His wife's clothes.
I'm going to go do some goddamn CrossFit and fucking relieve some goddamn stress with fucking meditation. Eat a dick. Like, it was fucking a masterclass. How do you do a heel turn as a heel, on heels, as a heel, with a heel, from a heel, as a babyface? How? How do you take 4 baby faces and turn 2 of them heel by being a babyface? What the fuck? Paul Heyman was right. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Heyman was the good guy. And then, oh my fucking God, as if it wasn't enough, the goddamn crash out that he had afterwards on Monday Night Raw to Jey Uso.
Yes.
Oh my
fucking yes.
The goddamn I thought he was going to legitimately have a heart attack. Because he was right. It was a masterclass. Everything about this main event, from the storytelling to the in-ring work, there is so much chemistry between these 3 men. And Roman and Seth, I'm telling you, they deserve a WrestleMania match between each other. And I pray that within the next 3 to 4 years, Moxley gets out of his AEW contract and comes back to WWE, even if it's for a one-off, so that we can have a Mania triple threat between the 3 of them, because they deserve it for them and for us, the fans. A Shield Mania triple threat deserves to happen, but Moxley doesn't need to be a part of one of them. I need a Roman Rollins Mania match, just the 2 of them. But Heyman specifically, Paul Heyman
The
is
advocate.
the reason. The advocating, visional, Wiseman,
Oracle.
oraclating,
Wait, what the fuck was that word?
oraclating,
Is that a word?
check bouncing,
Check house.
walrus.
There you go.
That man made that match better than it had any goddamn right to be. And I'm sorry, but Paul Heyman made that match the best PLE main event of the year. Better than the Evolution main event. Because while the Evolution main event was the best in ring, it cannot touch what Paul Heyman brought outside of the ring.
Yes.
It just can't. And I'm sorry, but that's not a prediction. And it's not a spoiler. It's a goddamn fucking Pip fact. I'm going to add that as Pip Fact 94. Paul Heyman's a goddamn goat. That's where this video ends.
Oh, God.
But that's it. This should be going out on 2 days before Christmas. And then maybe, depending on how it does and if I feel like it, maybe I'll do another one for next week, discussing the NXT PLEs, because I actually kind of enjoyed going through this. So maybe I'll do one for the NXT PLEs for next week.
Quick, just side note. Are we
Yeah.
still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I definitely do kind of wish that Seth Cody wasn't the main event of Crown Jewel.
It had to
Because
be.
Crown Jewel, I understand that. That's not why. Just John Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel.
Oh, if Cena AJ was the main event, this would have gotten. Actually, honestly, I think it probably only would have moved up one slot.
I get it, but it was such a good match.
It was a great match, yeah. But I think it only would have switched the 4 and 5.
Which is fair. I wanted to say it
No, that's
because
fair.
personally, that was one of, if not my favorite match of the year.
It was a great match, yeah. But nothing's going to touch the Heyman extravaganza that was WrestleMania Night 1 main event. So, but that's going to do it for this one.
Whoever produced that match was a genius.
Yeah. I think it was, from what I heard, it was Jason Jordan mostly.
Fuck off.
From what I heard, it was mostly Jason Jordan.
The fucking round of applause to the Forgotten Son.
I could be wrong about that, but that's what I heard. Obviously, what I heard doesn't mean it's true. But I heard it was mostly Jason Jordan.
Anyone who understands the reference I just made.
Yeah. Hey, for the record, former tag team champions with Seth Rollins, so.
Yeah.
Because Seth Rollins has won tag team titles with almost as many people as fucking
Jericho.
Jericho, yeah. Or Edge.
Yeah.
So, and Kane.
Kane has had some out there tag teams, but we'll talk about that in a future video.
Yeah, so, but if you guys like this one, maybe we'll do another one with every NXT PLE main event of 2025. And that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for hanging out. As always, I'm Pip. That's a dickhead. Y'all are the greatest, and when in doubt, we'll see you next time. See ya!
Fuck you!